Welcome to the summary of Never Lead Alone, 10 Shifts from Leadership to Teamship by Keith Ferrazzi. Let's uncover the gems together. Key point 1. The team makes one a great leader. Leadership is evolving. It's no longer about taking charge alone, but helping your team be their own leaders. Collaboration and corrective feedback are slowly democratizing the old work model, turning an employee into a co-creator. And if you want to learn more about this, Keith Ferrazzi is one of the best experts to turn to. As the founder and CEO of the research company Ferrazzi Greenlight, he condensed his leadership experience into several pieces of advice about creating teamship, the social contract in the team, building a super team out of already talented people, growing trust between teammates, making collaboration truly productive, engaging introverts, and working with honest feedback. Great leaders don't stand above their teams. Instead, they stand alongside them. Every humanistic shift in a corporate culture aimed at productivity is good news for tomorrow's employees. Why not become a leader who brings that day closer? The future of leadership is in everybody's hands. Your next move could spark change. Explore these and more lessons in the following key points, and don't miss out on some useful tips to try with your team at the end. Key point 2. What is teamship anyway? For a long time, companies have placed effective leaders at the center of team success. Keith Ferrazzi noticed some discrepancies as a student at Harvard Business School and focused on practical research steps as soon as he graduated. Joining companies like Deloitte and Starwood, he tried to redirect their effort toward team collaboration, or teamship, for two main reasons. 1. Co-elevating exchanges between members. And second, more effective collaboration than top-down management. In the early 2000s, the Gallup Employment Engagement Survey, also known as the Q12 methodology, focused exclusively on individual employees. Having noticed this, Ferrazzi approached one of Gallup's leaders with an offer of a more innovative team performance diagnostic. He describes co-elevation as the group agreement to strive toward a common mission while checking up on each other. This is critically important because conflict avoidance can significantly harm shareholder value and team integrity. To co-elevate means to not withhold the truth and be sincere with one another in the team. According to Ferrazzi, co-elevating not only creates a healthier working environment, but also saves 30% of a leader's time. Another reason why teamship works is that it optimizes the work process. Instead of cumbersome meetings, team members get more involved in co-creation to deliver bold ideas. We should also consider new collaboration software and AI, which challenges computer engineers. This also prioritizes peers co-leading over leaders commanding and controlling the work. The next logical question may be, I can see what he's driving toward, but what should I focus on? First, identify the team's current state. When the team sees untapped potential, it's time to tear off another uncomfortable band-aid, unresolved conflicts, and concealed criticism. This requires adopting purposeful bond building between the team members. Bond building is especially valuable for hybrid teams whose members don't see each other face-to-face, at least not enough to build a friendly rapport. Caring for common success includes caring for each other's success. Stronger bonds usually lead to better team resilience and encourage broader co-creation. Furthermore, recognizing one another's contributions can naturally shift the team culture from leader-led appreciation to peer celebration. This approach enables not only collaboration, but also mutual coaching. Key point 3. Hire the stars. Make a constellation. Shifting from leader-led to team co-elevation requires one tough element: candor and trust. Sergey Young, a co-creator of the XPRIZE Health Span competition aimed at prolonging the human lifespan, sought an opportunity to focus on his other projects while leaving his team self-manageable. Candor and co-elevation helped reduce isolated work, encouraged teammates to speak out, and increased mutual accountability. Let's see how it worked. If the leader reaches their growing limit, so does the team. Candor and mutual support are part of the social contract, the foundation of every team. You may have heard of having a meeting after a meeting, when a few close colleagues discuss the real problems they hesitated to mention during an actual meeting. This, along with hidden critique or personal bitterness, erodes the basis of a healthy social contract. People do it for various reasons. The most common is fear of discrediting another colleague, especially a friend, simple passivity, or feeling powerless. However, drawing attention to oversights can identify gray areas and stimulate brainstorming. The question is how to do it democratically. Ferrazzi offers 6 teamship practices to break the ice. 1. The power of 3. Break down meetings into groups of 3 to discuss nagging issues. Then let them report back and find a common solution. Filling out a shared document may be helpful. 2. Stress testing. Instead of a regular report with successes, ask for one-slide presentations on things the team struggles with and plans for the next phase. Then, try to find a solution together. 3. Candor break. Pause the meeting occasionally to ask, what's not being said that should be? A shared document can also help. 4. Outlier meetings. Identify critical growth areas and let the team prepare ideas for each. Keep the problem on the list until it is resolved. 5. Yoda in the room. Appoint a few teammates with good judgment to stop the meeting with the Yoda safe word if they believe an issue needs to be discussed. And 6. Hiring candor. When recruiting, be honest about the vacancy's challenges. Let the potential candidate consider their capacity to decide if they're a strong teammate. Did you know? Ferrazzi's research showed that small breakout rooms increase candor by 85%. The explanation is that people feel less nervous when talking in smaller groups. Key point 4. One's business is everyone's business. A good team consists of professionals who work toward a common goal. However, a great team consists of people who share with each other beyond work. Our work effectiveness depends on events in our lives and how we feel. Additionally, these same things can improve the team's collaboration through mutual understanding. Ferrazzi identifies 3 types of trust. 1. Professional. 2. Structural. And 3. Personal. Professional trust is self-explanatory. People rely on each other's competence. Structural trust means that team members can have different professional opinions regardless of the warmth of their personal relationships. However, the latter can drastically transform the team climate. Building personal trust used to be easier because of the office culture. Since the hybrid mode has become more popular, people build less serendipitous bonds, causing teammates to stay loosely connected with others. Hard feedback is easier to swallow when it comes from a friend. Ferrazzi recalls how the union leader at his first job at a manufacturing plant went to talk to the new manager. The leader praised his achievements and work ethic. Then he said, "We need to go have a drink. If you're a team member or a manager, this formula will help you. Acknowledge the other person's contribution and establish professional trust. Then move on to a personal level by inviting them to coffee or lunch. It will help you to get to know them better. In fact, you can suggest or organize a so-called intimacy dinner once a quarter. Sharing a meal can warm the environment between teammates, engage them in each other's lives, and strengthen personal bonds. This is an exclusive event, but what about everyday bonding? Consider trying these 2 activities. 1. Sweet and sour. Devote 5 minutes at the beginning of meetings to let teammates share about their life lately. Good and bad. This strategy can increase empathy and mutual understanding. And 2. Personal professional check-ins. PPC. Everybody notices when something negative happens in a person's life. Ask earnestly, what's really going on? Do you feel comfortable sharing? This format is longer and more individual-based than the previous one. It's also important not to delve into toxic positivity. Your maximum today may look very different tomorrow. Every team member should remember that and not be afraid to share their feelings and hardships. At the end of the day, it is the point of personal trust. Of course, sticking around until the end of this summary also takes trust. So, be sure to continue and find actionable tips at the end. Key point 5. Meetings are not collaboration. The businesses of the past heavily relied on team leaders as driving forces. Today, however, the business model is shifting toward employees' thoughts and collaboration. Asynchronous collaboration is a way to engage employees more actively as they continue working toward the same goal, but not at the same time or place. This mode focuses on collaborative technologies instead of ineffective meetings that used to bind remote and office workers. How often could your work meeting be an email? Probably a lot. Asynchronous work solves this problem by introducing a shared document or another virtual tool for joint activities with issues and bottlenecks. Participants can take their time and suggest solutions, chat, and develop several ideas to discuss in an actual meeting. Not only does it save time, but it also helps engage employees who usually avoid being vocal. This approach is also perfect for introverts whose opinions are as important, but which often remain unsaid. Asynchronous collaboration is also great for addressing problems like the team's direction, goals, and challenges, and clearing the calendar of unnecessary meetings. Ferrazzi calls it calendar bankruptcy. Another tendency to understand is radical adaptability, which promotes things like crowdsourcing ideas between teams through asynchronous teamwork, and using generative AI to facilitate bolder team or company moves. For example, AI can create personas to stress test new marketing ideas, saving time and money on polling real customers. Ferrazzi believes that humans and AI will soon become teammates, with artificial intelligence amplifying our work results. Aside from time-consuming tasks, AI can automate administrative processes like synchronizing calendars or writing emails, leaving more time for collaboration and creative solutions. All in all, asynchronous collaboration and radical adaptability streamline teamship practices, such as working with other teams for more innovative solutions, breaking down complex projects into doable chunks of work, customer-centered stress testing. What are your goals and what does your customer want? Prioritizing urgent and important tasks and assessing individual contributions to the team and project. What have you contributed and what is your focus now? AI can boost your problem solving if you're ready to delegate a part of your decision-making. Key point 6. The power of I see you. AI may have established its place in the workforce, but it cannot replace the power of human connection in life or work. According to Ferrazzi's research, more than 50% of employees leave their jobs because of low recognition. Indeed, working without acknowledgement or purpose can feel discouraging. Work is unavoidable in our lives, making it necessary to appreciate the time and effort we contribute. Usually, teams suffer from feeling undervalued when their leader overworks themselves. So, if you are a team leader, perhaps it's time to think about your self-talk and work ethic. Carol Clements, a chief digital at JetBlue, took it upon herself to recognize her employees' work and let them do the same. She asks 2 questions during onboarding. What motivates you? And how do you want to be recognized? Praise is necessary for every teammate, especially those underperforming. Ideally, it will motivate them. Of course, every situation is unique, but no one performs badly because they want to. Instead, they don't know why they do it. That's why knowing what motivates your employees or you as a teammate is important. Particularly in the age of global business and global clients, we must all strive to see the world through other people's eyes. Keith Ferrazzi. Regardless of your role in the team, highlighting each other's achievements can be a fun activity. Let's look at some methods. Seeding appreciation. If you're a leader, praise your subordinates through their teammates, friends, or even parents. All parties will benefit from it. Gratitude circle and weekly successes. After each meeting, use the opportunity to express gratitude to one another. Start with silent reflection, then give each person 1 to 2 minutes to talk. Another thing Ferrazzi advises cherishing is inclusion and diversity. Not only do they help teammates feel more comfortable and accepted, but they can also be practical. Poole Knox from Frito-Lay, a snack giant, shared how they invented a popular jalapeno flavor of chips by referring to their Latin American employees. The company was situated in Texas, so employees who worked there knew their customers' palates well, helping scientists develop the perfect flavor that ultimately proved a hit. If diversity brings profit, why is it still underappreciated? Key point 7. Turn a colleague into a friend. Where there is diversity, there must also be support and honest feedback. The word candor has often appeared in team discussions lately, so let's explore why. Honesty always leads to raw insight. What you do with it matters the most. Sugarcoating or omitting feedback can make the person think they're doing well. What really happens is that they overlook opportunities to improve and risk stagnation, dragging their team along. And this example doesn't apply only to junior specialists. Seniors need feedback too. Some people who move into leadership positions mistakenly think they don't need peer coaching. But how can they make critical decisions for the team if they don't receive enough feedback? Not only that, but many professionals overlook their development after promotion, weakening their skills and rapport with subordinates. Junior and middle positions need regular feedback specifically to know their growth areas. Have you ever wanted to upgrade professionally but found no time due to your workload? Without constant feedback, we get a catch-22 situation where work becomes more difficult because of a lack of skills, which causes an even heavier workload. Candid but encouraging feedback can unclog many bottlenecks in work productivity and personal motivation. Try these 3 teamship practices. 1. Open 360. A once-a-quarter feedback session where each team member shares one praise and one growth area for one of their peers. Before attempting this, the leader must ensure no conflicts and old bitterness dwell within the team. 2. Dial up, dial down. This exercise, aimed at self-reflection, invites participants to consider what they can do more, dial up, and less, dial down. Then they make a visual reminder, like a sticker, to stay committed. And 3. 555 Learning Roadmap. Each team member introduces their personal learning roadmap, discussing their strengths, weaknesses, and growth opportunities. They spend 5 minutes updating their peers, 5 minutes answering their questions, and 5 minutes receiving feedback. However, nothing can beat friendly interactions between colleagues and spending more time as friends. Getting to know one another takes time, but Flex CEO Revati Advaithi believes spending time together outside the office is vital for teamship. My way of connecting with my teams is simple. I like to get to know them as people, not just as work colleagues. Revati Advaithi. Try this. Shifting from leadership to teamship is about unlocking your group's collective power by fostering collaboration, trust, and shared responsibility. Every small step you take to build a stronger team brings you closer to a culture where everyone thrives together. Hold a team huddle weekly. Dedicate 15 minutes every week to an open conversation where everyone shares one challenge they're facing and one way the team can help. Create a no-blame culture. In your next team meeting, introduce a shared mantra that mistakes are learning opportunities. Reinforce this by modeling it yourself when setbacks occur. Encourage cross-collaboration. Pair up 2 team members who rarely work together on a small project. This builds new bonds and fresh perspectives within the team. Ask for feedback regularly. Try each teamship practice you've just learned and see what sticks in your team. Rotate leadership roles. Give each team member a chance to lead a meeting or project within the next 3 months. This builds confidence and encourages shared accountability. Your journey to true teamship starts now. Take action, lead together, and watch your team soar. That's all for now. More intriguing summaries are just a click away.